A lot of folks ask us why Restaurant Guard is interesting as a loss prevention tool, finding folks that are stealing from restaurant operations from inside, if you will. There are a lot of good reasons why that's a good question to ask. Most of them center around the fact that loss prevention tools in the past for the restaurant industry have been too expensive and too complex for most operations to take advantage of. That centers around the fact that most of them require a team of expert auditors to come in and analyze an operation ahead of time to find the number of things like voids and comps and transfers and so forth that are suspicious for that particular operation. It differs by operation type, and it differs by the volume of business that an operator has, the amount of turnover they have in their staff, and so forth. Certain things sometimes are suspicious for a very seasoned, long-tenured employee in a high-volume operation that aren't suspicious at all for somebody who's only been on staff for a few days in a location with a lot of turnover. So sorting those things out, knowing which things are truly suspicious versus things that might be suspicious without more context is difficult. And existing tools have required a whole lot of manpower, essentially, to go into that operation and do a bunch of threshold setting by hand in advance of later doing data analysis to see which patterns look suspicious and which people and managers might need follow-up. Restaurant Guard does away with all of that cost and all of that complexity. Basically what it does is it says, point me at the point of sale system. I will look at that historic data, use artificially intelligent software to find patterns in it that don't belong, and point those patterns out to you for close attention. Now, it wouldn't be all that interesting if those patterns weren't very highly correlated with theft, but in fact our field experience shows that they are. The bottom line is we're really good at catching thieves, and you don't have to do a lot of analysis ahead of time. So turn it on, it just works. It tells you where the folks are that require close attention and are more than likely stealing from you, and how much they've more than likely stolen. So our field experience again indicates that the accuracy with which we make those determinations is very high by the admission of the very people that we confront with the data. So that's a big differentiator. The second differentiator, aside from the fact that there's no setup and there's no difficulty, you literally just turn it on and it starts telling you where the thieves are, is that a lot of the data that you would use to identify folks that are potentially stealing from you also indicates folks that are doing a great job. Things that you need to know to find thieves are also things that tell you whether or not somebody's performing well. Their tip percentages, their number of comps, their number of voids, the number of times they are having to transfer things between checks. These are all subtle indicators that will tell you what level of service somebody is providing your guests. So it's more than just a loss prevention tool. It's actually a performance measurement tool doing both of those things hand in hand, automatically, with essentially no effort on the part of the operator and generating very high returns very quickly.